Grinders, you know who it is. It's your boy PokerWinger back on the grind. Going to show you what's been going on. Look at this. We've almost caught up to EV, and obviously the money has finally came our way. To quickly show you the EV calculator, some of you guys are interested. We're at 40,500 in chips. Divide that by how many games you've played. 502 equals, we're at 80 EV for the $10 tables, which I have a feeling it's going to keep climbing. Bankroll, we're just under 1,500. I'm going to fire 2 tables for you guys and see if we can keep this thing rolling. I still haven't had a big spin except for our 10x games that we get, so we're still waiting for our first 25x or higher. Start off this session with 2 good 3x's. If they only gave us 3x's and no other spin, I think we'd be a very profitable player. They're not bad to have, obviously. I have a small window to play here. Well, pretty much an actual standard hour video, roughly. I got to pick up my son from school. I had a very odd day at work. Got off a little earlier just because of scheduling. So I thought it was a good time to do a video. Hope your guys' New Year's goals are going good so far. I'm doing good on some, not as good on others, but it's what the whole year for. And I have a pretty big list, so some will take time. I had a couple comments about a couple hands I've played. People like to break down hands. I've expressed this to people that listen. I don't care to do so too much on that. You can almost debate every hand. One guy said I played a hand wrong. Guys, I'm going to play thousands of hands wrongs. I'm trying things, sometimes I'm not paying attention, and I'm obviously not the best out there. There's, you know, I got a lot to learn. So people that say I'm playing hands wrong, 100% I'm playing hands wrong. And also, you can't always just think of that one hand, how it went out. You got to think about more so in that exact spot over a certain amount of time would that exact play work. But yes, I'm going to play thousands and thousands, if not millions of hands wrong. And hopefully I slowly learn from them, and every year it gets to be less and less. But Daniel Negreanu, Phil Ivey play many hands wrong, and I'm going to play many more wrong than they do. No difference. And I get it. Obviously, you guys are going to want to break down hands as part of learning and watching what I'm doing, but I don't have too much interest of going back and watching the hands I've played. You know, for the most part, it's not something I'm looking to do. If I was coaching someone, I'd say review your own game and study your sessions, but I currently don't do that. When I have time to play or study, I always pick play. If I had more time, like some of you guys might have, I would be studying and playing. Proper ratio, I think if you're in a perfect world, you should probably play 60-70% of the time and study the other half. If you had all the schedule in the world, the best thing would be probably study half hour before you play, and then during your session mark hands and spots that you're unfamiliar with or that you didn't know what to do, and then study those second the session's over. If you're recording your sessions, go back and watch it right away. You know, it's only going to, if you're playing a lot, there's only going to be a handful of spots in a session that you want to double check about, and the more you study, the less spots it will be. So it doesn't take as long as people think. These chests, I told you, we haven't had one of the big ones yet. I'm only going to get a few of those this month. Like, they're hard to get. 30,000 points for $10 limits. If I moved up in stakes, obviously we'd get it a little faster, but got a coin flip table 1. Doesn't go our way so far. All right, we lose our first game over there. I am going to double barrel this type of board. He will hit it a lot of the times, but I am going to represent that ace. People that don't really understand EV is just based on, as far as I know, when you're getting your chips in, when you're ahead or behind, it will affect your EV going up or down. So a second ago, I just went all in with pocket threes versus whatever it was, ace 10, ace queen, whatever it was. My EV would have went up a little bit because we were probably like a 53% favored or like 55% max, depending on what suits he had and what suits I had. And then it will slowly go up or slowly go down. So he raised me on the king. I'm gonna call here. I don't know if it's the best play, but yeah, it's not, obviously. His stats just leaned. That's sometimes the problem with the HUD, is you lean towards it, not really where the hand makes sense. Like, so it didn't look like he had a bluff, but I looked at his stats and they leaned to a very aggressive player. So I thought he could raise us off a draw there and then continue his story if he misses, which is a play obviously a lot of us do. So this is one of those hands, if I didn't have a HUD, I probably wouldn't have called. And then I looked at his stats and decided not to give him too much credit. So sometimes the HUD's going to help you, sometimes it's going to hurt you. Don't forget, at the end of the month, I'll do a bit of more review. I can show you guys, I'm pretty sure without showing you my banking information, I can show you that I haven't deposited. I think once you deposit, it shows information. But I think for the whole year, I can go to that page. I haven't looked yet, but I think as long as you don't deposit, it won't show any banking. I don't know how to black stuff out on a computer to show you half a screen. I don't really have interest of going to learn how to edit to do that. So as long as it doesn't show any of my information, I'll show you guys the page that I make no deposits. For some of the people that question everything, there's always people out there. I know a lot of you like watching two tables. I don't get to play that much right now, so I won't do the whole video, but I'm running another table for a sec here, and if we get a bad spin, probably gonna run another one. By probably means I'm running another one. We'll run 4 for a second here, and then trying to get a bit of a games in for the daily total. I don't get to play that much is what I'm saying. I'm a firm believer, the more spins you buy into, it's like buying a lottery ticket. The more you buy, maybe it increases your chances. Maybe it doesn't, but I'm going to check call table 1 here. He could be checking a king, but I don't think a king checks that river, so I'm going to call him now. And he had an 8-8-8. A spot, though, it's one of those things too. He's going to be bluffing there sometimes, and sometimes he'll have it. But if he had zero equity, he's definitely going to stab at that. All right, table 1, we catch a king. You guys that started some fitness goals are still in the gym. I know it's very common for people. It's only week 1 roughly for January, but a lot of people that start workout goals go hard for a couple weeks. My only advice with that is for most goals, if you go too hard too fast, it's not sustainable. Eventually, if you cut out too many things, usually you give back in. So let's say you were 350 pounds and you want to get down to 150, like something extreme, and they cut out every single food that they love. You're cutting out so many things. You have to have strong discipline to stick to that. This guy's begging for me to bluff here, and I think he's got me to do it. Table 1. He's getting me to bluff, or he's very weak. One of the two. Nice, we stole it. Yeah, so if you are dieting, I just recommend, like, what's the rush? You don't got to do it right away, unless you're a competitor or something like that, but little bits at a time. Same with gaining muscle. Takes time. It's just like poker too. Most people, unless you get lucky, aren't going to get rich overnight. 8-9, I probably should have. He's at 6 big blinds, so maybe you can fold there, but could have limped in. We'll end the video by running one table for some of you guys who watch on a phone. I've noticed the bigger you get, the more views, the less people you can please. Too many people want too many different things. Some people don't want long videos, some people want long videos, some people want one table, some people want 4. Some people hate when I don't talk, some people don't mind it because they just watch the positions and what I'm doing. Everyone's gonna like something different. So basically, I just do what I want and hope some of you like it, and some of you don't. All good. $10-7 suited here. I think you can get away by jamming. If he does call, we're 42%. It's not a bad 60-40 is always, for so much fold equity in that spot. They're going to be folding so often. And I had him labeled red, so he might call with any two random cards. I know I'm checking a 7 here. What's going to call me on that board? A 2? The fact that I'm only asking him to call with either ace high, which he shouldn't have in that spot. I checked a pair that I was like very confident I was going to win. Some of those spots where people are like, you didn't get value out of a hand. Sometimes you're going to be right, but you got to think of, just because you think you're winning in the hand, you don't have to bet it, because you could be wrong, and the hands that call you will have you beat. And the fact that you're opening up a position where they can also bluff you. If I would have bet 1 there and he goes all in, then I'm in a spot where I thought I was ahead. Now I have to risk my tournament or a lot of chips in a spot where you don't need to just by checking and taking down the chips. As you can see, the bankroll changes very fast. This guy's on the tight side, so I'm going to jam 7-5, especially after tanking. He called with 10 queen, which is a proper call. See if we get there. We do. His stats just lean more on the tighter side. 7-5 is like, I think it's a shove in that spot regardless. but I didn't really want to do it on the bottom of my range versus a tight player. Now, if I'm playing higher stakes, I definitely stick more into ranges that I think are more optimal. But when you're playing players that you don't think are calling correctly, they're going to be calling you in spots either too tight or too wide based on your opponent. So if that was like a $40, $100 spin and go, I wouldn't have waited. I just would have jammed, knowing that they will call you with hands that you're going to be doing decent about against. So we got to keep in mind, this guy's 3-bet was like retardedly big, right? Was in not the norm bet. So just want to be mindful that if he changes his betting patterns that don't look the same, like they're not the standard play, then he's probably a new player. Here I'm going to fold queen 2. There's a guy behind us here still. It's top pair, but it's only a 2 kicker. He's leading out into 2 people. I think you can wait for a better spot. Queen 7 and the flush draw. Sorry, 4 tables, and they're all heads up. If they're 3-handed, you have a lot of time to think, but these are all heads up, so just trying to focus a little bit. Alright, we're going to go back down to 2 tables. Be a little more manageable. I do think the more tables I play brings down my win rate, but it's like, for where I am at these limits, it brings it down, but not enough that I don't think I'm profitable. I just think I still will hit bigger spins the more I play. I get a little bit of rake back by playing more. But if I thought I was on a huge downswing, I would definitely start dropping tables and looking to see how I'm playing, etc. But for most people, depending on your skill level, I think the more tables you open will bring down your play. Seven of spades, be good. Nope. So we were ahead on a turn there. Here I'll call top pair and a flush draw. Yeah, so I played a little bit on my phone, is why I wanted to show you guys the deposit, because my chart won't show you every dollar I make. The phone app doesn't connect to your poker tracker, whatever it's called, which is kind of crazy. You can't with the technology we have in today's life, but I actually don't even like, they don't even, when you play in the phone app, it doesn't even save your bet slider, and you can't even set it up the way you have it at home or on your computer. Or it bugs me that it's not the same. And when you highlight a player, it doesn't transfer to it. It's per computer. It's not for your account. So these players aren't highlighted on my phone because I play people. I'm like, yo, I've played this guy. I have notes on this guy, and then I play him on my phone, and nothing's there. Hiya, we lose that one, which should have been a chop majority of the time. Say this all the time, guys, but I really think we're gonna get a big spin soon. I feel like the $2,400 one's gonna come our way. Don't know if we're gonna win it, but we haven't had a 25x since you guys are seeing the goal since January 1st. But most of you that watch the channel, I'm gonna float here. We have inside straight draw, 2 overcards. I could even probably check raised off that. And you know what? If he bets this ace, I think I'm gonna take an aggressive line here, and he does bet it. So I'm gonna raise him here. And we get away with it. Most people don't bluff with an ace there, so you get a lot of credit when you. That board hit more, the flop hit more in my range than his. I didn't think he needed to do a c bet there, especially half pot. So sometimes he'll have it, sometimes he won't. Sometimes they'll be stubborn and they won't fold. But I took the line that a lot of times they're gonna fold. I'm gonna limp trap. He's aggressive. If he raises, we're gonna jam. Didn't work out. At 15 big blinds is just out of the range where people start jamming a lot. But a guy this aggressive, I thought he would go like 3 or 4 big blinds, and then I would just jam him. Oh, what I was saying, I get caught when I start talking about a hand. This month we've done 500 games, and I've probably done about another 50 on my phone, so nothing crazy. So 550, our biggest spins have been a 10x, but I played on PokerStars for probably 3 weeks prior to that, and we're still waiting for a 25x. And in those 3 weeks, I played. It was like 2,000 games, I think it was. Anyway, so we're, I think, due, if that's a thing, that any given, and I don't want it to happen to my phone. That's the one part about if I ever get the fucking jackpot and it's not on recording, or that would suck, but it's not the worst problem to have. Yeah, I put myself on a spot here that I didn't need to do. Diamond, no. There was no need for me to do that. Live and learn. Sometimes I jam ace king, sometimes I raise it, sometimes I limp. You're pretty much can't really screw up that. With this player I've played a lot. I usually jam, so I don't mind against someone I play a lot. Most of the times when we're short stacked, if I do a raise, a lot of times I fold to a jam, so I don't mind doing it when I have the goods. 8-7 is a jam here. I gotta set an alarm. I can't be. Set an alarm for 20 minutes.
The alarm is set for 14:39.
Thank you, Siri. My Siri is a guy because I don't want a woman to tell me how to run my life. It's just a joke, but if you're already married, you can only get told what to do so often by women. You gotta mix it up. We're losing all in table 1. Or sorry, table 2. pocket eights, table 1 for a win for the 3x. We do it. Get back some of the money we're losing on this session. It's a thing, your account can look so fast change, like up or down, that it looks like you're in a downswing, but really you're not going to just be up, up, up. Losing 5 to 10 games, like, it's nothing to worry about, especially if you're playing within your limits. That's the advantage of having a lot of buy-ins. It doesn't really matter. As long as over, 1,000 games or something like that, you're slowly moving up. Right now for this month to be, 8 days into it, we're already up roughly 50 buy-ins and maybe now a few less, depending on how these games go. I'm going to check call table 1 here. He has some 4s that got there, especially betting 4, but the fact that I tank so long and he bets 4, really polarizing. He's bluffing or not, and I think it's a really bad spot for him to bluff. I said I was going to call, but I didn't expect him to bet 4. It's just not a board for him to bluff, so I'm gonna lay that down. Gonna give it to you, sir. I was gonna check call if he bet 2, 1, and possibly 3, but betting pot decided to let him have it. And when I tanked that long, I did it just because I was talking, but most people, when they tank, they have equity, they're trying to slow you down, they have enough equity, they want to check it. So it's not usually a spot you bluff with air, because a lot of times they at least have a pair. What I find. Ace queen there, I could definitely do a standard 3-bet size, but it's strong enough that most are calling. You're gonna be in a good position. Okay, I only have not too much longer. We're going to run one more game here, but I'm going to stick to 3, and then we'll go back to 2, and then go to 1. That's the plan. 3, 2, 1. Another 2x. Yeah, guys, let me know how your first week's gone on the channel, though. I talked to a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you guys are playing spins or poker. Are you up or down in the year? All I can say is it doesn't have to be once a week, but at least once a month if you really want to reach your goals. Review your goals, see if you're on pace for them. Poker's a little strange, especially if you're a tournament player. Like if you said you wanted to make X amount of money, you could be real that are you playing enough tournaments? Are you, within your bankroll management and all that kind of stuff? But poker's a little strange for goals. But your goal could be, I'm going to study this many hours a week, a month, a day. Even watching a YouTube channel is a form of studying, depending on your skill level and who you're watching. But there's Twitch channels, there's poker training sites. Now that you can record your own sessions, if you can find a coach that will review them for you, which right now I'm telling you I'm not interested. I've been asked many times to coach, not something I want to do. Obviously there's a number that makes it worth it, but it's not a number any of you guys would want to play for my skill level. I would demand more money than my skill has to offer, so. And that's just based on how much time I think I have for the things I want to do with my life. Here, 10's kind of a shit card here. Real shit card, but we still hold it down. Queen 10 on that board. Good job, sir. You're labeled red. Also, man, if you guys know any other spin and go streamers out there, not streamers, whatever the hell I am, YouTube channel, like, I don't care if you guys never watch me or watch other people, but you know, tell in the comments, say, hey guys, if you like this guy, maybe you'll like someone else. Like, guarantee you there's some better players making videos. I don't look up spin and go players, but I'm sure there's players out there doing it. And write in the comments who you guys recommend for spin and goes, because if I read them and I see someone worth checking out, I have no problem doing that, and I have no problem you guys finding people that can improve your guys' game. Check in from time to time how I'm doing. Other than that, if you guys can find, it's only so many hours in the day. If you can find someone that gives you content that can help your game much faster, definitely gravitate towards that. Same with like what I watch on YouTube. There's some people I find entertaining, which is good. It's entertainment value. There's some people I watch just to learn. And some people I like just seeing how their journey is going. I just click in, see what they're up to, and then I don't watch their whole video. I just want to know what they're doing, and I have no problem you guys just checking in from time to time. Saying, oh yeah, Poker Winger, he said he was going to make money this year. Let's check at the end of the month. No problem. But I am confident we're going to be profitable this year. We're going to put money in the bank. I asked you guys day one to write in the comments how much you think I'm going to make. My goal is to make over 10,000 in my account. And I'm Canadian, so that's going to be 10,000 American, and it's going to be 10,000 American tax-free. So once you convert the tax-free and you convert it to Canadian money, it's a lot more than it's worth. I'm getting a phone call. If I knew how to oh, you know what? I am going to answer this. Hello? Guys, sorry about that. That was a work phone call. I didn't need you guys to be bored with work. I have about 10 more minutes here. Let's rifle up one more game here. And I said I was going to end with, well, this game I'm pretty much Queen 4 here, we'll call. Can we double up? We cannot. So not going to be a profitable session, but from the last time I saw you guys, I think we're going to be 8-2 here. Let's open that up against someone red in the big blind. I like to play against them red players. Oh, we got a $25 player here. So we're down to 1464, but if we win this, we're just under 1500, which I'm totally happy about when we haven't had the best session. Sorry if the audio and the sound's all off. I don't know where these buttons are supposed to be at. I have no idea. I never messed around with that kind of stuff. Jack will get some equity, maybe out of a 5 or a 3 if they happen to check it twice. I think a 7 or an 8 would bet the turn majority of the time. I'm gonna just try to steal this here. That was a bad decision. Alright, I lied about being the last game. That is not how I want to go out. Not how I want to go out. For him to call a top pair in that spot is not the plan. Now I should have made a note that we'll check top pair and be committed to it. But when you're hurting for time, you want to rifle one more game. By one more game, I meant 2 more games. 100% last 2 games. Do you see how indecisive I am? This is my whole life. We get a 3x, alright. I haven't changed my table color in a while. Table color in a while, sorry. Tongue twister for me. This isn't the color that comes with it. When you open up PokerStars, it comes like that. When you haven't used it in a while, like, fuck, that looks bright. It hurts my eyes. I don't have the best eyes, so I used to just play with black just to help me see the cards better. For a while, we were winning with the pink color, so I stuck to it, and then I went on a huge downswing, and I said, fuck this color. I know it has nothing to do with it, but when you're running bad, you're looking for any bit of luck, so I switched my table color, and I switched my table color, and my wins started to go up, so I was like, let's stick to no pink. But I'm sure we'll make our way back to it, looking for some luck down the road. I wouldn't really say I'm superstitious, but I mess around with stuff. But overall, I don't base too many decisions and stuff like that. People who are like afraid to go on the 13th floor of an elevator and stuff like that, like, I've never understood stuff like that. Or people think they have such a curse if they bet on a sports team, like they force that team to lose, like they think they're that powerful, even though millions of people bet on that game, but God's only punishing that one person. Stuff like that, I think you outgrow at a certain age. But when you're running bad in life, or you assume you're running bad, you will blame anything. Things are rigged or luck or whatever your excuses are, you'll find a way to get them. Back to poker. Let's win these last 2 games. Has not been my best session. Usually when I just ramble on about shit and I'm not breaking down hands, it's pretty common sense that I'm not gonna have the best session. And having a bit more energy in the afternoon here made me ramble about nonsense. And I think the results have shown. I could look at the chart to see how we're playing for today. I know I told the guy in the channel I wouldn't look at this when I'm playing, but yeah, so I'm not playing the best poker today. It's still a very small sample, but not playing the best. At least when you're playing not high stakes, it doesn't cost too much. Playing the 40s and you have a bad session, I'll tell you from experience, it adds up fast, very fast. Joining a session when you already should be going to bed, and then you play 2 to 3 hours till your eyes are bleeding, and you never should even turn on the computer, and yet you start your session off bad, so you want to keep playing, and then you're just in this fucking tunnel of like you'll never climb out of because like you're getting more tired, and you just keep playing because you're down, and the limits add up so fast. It's not a good feeling. And that's all based on bankroll management discipline, which have always been problems for me when it comes to poker. Gambler's code is they always want to break even. Never want to have a losing session. They'll play for fucking 20 hours just to break even. We have A7 suited, we don't get the flush. He is an off ace and gets the flush. Okay, last game for the video. I have been told from some of you guys that Party Poker's got some really good promotions for spin and go players. I appreciate it, guys, looking out. I'm not looking to leave POKERSTARS right now. I'm comfortable with this site. Yes, it's the worst rake back in the world, but I am aware the sites that have the best rake back, you got to be aware that good players know that, and it will attract better players. So I'm guessing POKERSTARS is softer than Party Poker. I can't tell you for sure. Now, I did spend, it was $109,000 in buy-ins last year on Party Poker. I did find it a bit harder, but I think now that if they're having better, it's got bigger in the last year, it's probably attract some more solid pros, especially that POKERSTARS brought down the rates even more. Last year, POKERSTARS, I listened to this one guy's video. He said last year they were giving back 4% rate back, and now it's down to 2%. So I don't know how true that is. I haven't found anywhere. I didn't look it up, but one guy who seemed pretty knowledgeable, he said you get 2% on this site, when a lot of sites are 50 to 60% now. A lot of them are 40%, but a lot higher than this. This is the problem, man. When you're playing on a site, though, that has the most people, second I click this button, the game starts in a second. The player pool POKERSTARS has, the software is just by far the best, smoothest software. I believe the best security. Cashing out is not a problem. It's hard to leave it, man. I've tried it, and I always come back to this. And that, you know, at any time of the day, you press, click, you know, wait for a game. If you wait more than 5 seconds, like, that's a bad beat. And just think about that. Every time you press play now, a game starts. That means at any given second, 2 people are waiting. Like, how fucking crazy is that? Like, people don't think about that. Or when you're playing Zoom poker, second you fold, there's always another table waiting for you. Like, that's fucking crazy, man. That's a lot of people. And so smooth software, like, but they do screw the people. They know they have them by the balls. That's why they don't have to give you money back. That's why these other sites are giving you rake to attract you. They know they can't compete with the software, so how can they get players? And then POKERSTARS are like, we know we got you, so we'll keep taking away from you until you leave. I guarantee you this, if they lost 80% of their players, rake back would come back really fast. But they're going to keep taking it away until people leave. Until people leave. If it's 2% this year and no one leaves, next year will be 1%. And if they get down to 0 and no one's leaving, they'll never give you rake. And soon they'll just keep taking more and more out of your pots. This game has to be over in 5 minutes now. Now I'm into my gotta leave the house time. Pocket nines, we're gonna look for the win here. Check call. That was more like a blocker bet. Didn't want to bet bigger than the. That's a great card for us. A little harder for him to have a jack. Once again, it doesn't mean he doesn't have one, but a little harder. And now we definitely, 9-10 got there. Some jacks are still there, but we missed our diamond draw. 6-7's gone. We have a queen. I didn't need the queen, but I'm still going to call. Even if he goes all in here. And he missed his flush. So one of those times, like I said, he might have it, but he did not have it. We're ending the day at 1474. Sorry for all the rambling. Smash the like button, guys. I'll see you on the next day. Peace out. Have a good